Hello everybody, it's Sarah, and today I want to talk about my favorite characters of all time. I am currently not in Vienna when you're seeing this video, so I had to pre-film a bit, and when I thought of topics, I thought that I hadn't sat down in a while and just raved about my favorite characters, so I thought I'd do that. I have a total of 6 characters, and I will start with the character, even though it really hurts me to do that. I will start with the character that I like the least of those 6 and end with the one that's my #1 favorite character of all time. Number 6 on my list is Neha from the Chronicles of the Emerged World by Licia Troisi. First of all, this character is really close to my heart because this is the first female main character that I read about, like aside from those children's like younger middle grade books, but within fantasy she's the first female main character that I read about. And even though that might also have a bit to do with nostalgia, she is also one of the only YA strong female main characters where I really enjoy that trope and where I really enjoy her as a character. She is incredibly strong. She is very bold, she's very self-assured, at least at the beginning of this novel. However, she also is the last survivor of her race. And because of that, as well as different other things that happen to her at the beginning of the novel, she kind of gets cracks in her armor and she kind of loses confidence, loses sight of what she wants to do with her life a little bit. However, to the outside, she's still that kind of bold young woman who a lot of times is also very, very angry. And I love her for that. I also love her development throughout the entire trilogy. I love how she kind of gains her confidence back, how she finds what's truly important to her, and how she fights to keep that alive, like the things that she's fighting for. Did that make sense? I think it made sense. But yeah, so that is why Neha gets the #1 spot on my list. Next, I have my little darling baby, James Carstairs from The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. James is he's just a baby and I love him so much. He has such a hard life and he's just a good-natured person. He just has so much goodness in him. And I honestly do not know what else to say about him. I just love him for that. I love how he loves other people, how he will kind of fight for himself but also for others and fight to live the life that he wants to live no matter what fate throws at him. And it's just beautiful and I love it, and he's my baby. He's my ultimate #1 baby pick of all the babies that I have adopted from literature. On my #4 spot, I have another nostalgia pick, and that is Dustfinger from the Inkaar trilogy. Dustfinger is an amazing character. I think Dustfinger honestly is the reason why I never really latched onto any characters in the Harry Potter world, in the wizarding world, because everyone was always talking about how amazing the characters in the wizarding world are, and I was just here like, but Dustfinger is so much more amazing. And I love him. I love how he's always struggling to do right. I think he's a really, especially for the time that this was written, he's a really unique character for a middle grade book because he is not black or white. He is kind of a very good character, a very good-natured character, but he's also a coward and he's lonely and he's desperate to get back to his world because of course he is a character that was read out of his world into ours, and he just wants to get back to his family. And that need to get back to his family leads to him making a lot of really horrible decisions. However, he does redeem himself a lot throughout the entire trilogy, and I love him so much. He's such an amazing character, and you all need to go and read the Inkaar trilogy just for Dustfinger. My #3 spot goes to Culloden Stormblast from the Stormlight Archive series by Brandon Sanderson. I am currently rereading The Way of Kings, and I am reminded how much I love Culloden. He is such a good person, and he's also one of those characters who just cares so much. But he's also just a really interesting character in terms of the way he is built as a character, because he does get this like bouts of despair and depression, and I just love the way he is written and how he deals with it and how he works through his despair, so to speak. And I just love him. He's another one of my babies. I just have a lot of babies when it comes to my favorite characters, to be honest. It's like all my favorite male characters are babies, basically. Except for my number one spot, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, definitely love Culloden. And I do love Adolin as well, but I love Culloden more. Just a little bit. My number 2 spot goes to Cersei Lannister from the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R. Martin. Sansa could have also been on this list, but I just love Cersei a little bit more. I can say I love Cersei in just all caps, and she's such a great character. She is one of the greatest characters ever written. She is so three-dimensional. It's amazing. And I hate how a lot of people just don't understand her as a character and just see her as this power-hungry bitch. Because yes, she is power-hungry, but she has very good reasons. She has 2 main motivations behind that. The first motivation is to protect her children. She is fierce when it comes to protecting her children. And the second motivation is to get the approval of her father, to get the approval of Tywin Lannister. And she's just the perfect character, the perfect female character that shows how you can have a fantasy world that's very much modeled after our own, that very much has the gender imbalance of our history as well, but where you can have a strong female character who is made strong because she has had to constantly fight against the chains that bind her as a woman, and who is made all the stronger because of that, and who is also really, again, incredibly three-dimensional. And to be honest, I can understand all of her decisions in the entire series. I don't approve with all of them, but I can understand them. And that's what makes the greatest characters great. And that's why I love Cersei. My number 1 favorite character of all time is Satan Daemon Sadiabaro from the Black Jewel series by Anne Bishop. He is... I love him so much. He is 50,000 years old at the beginning of this novel already, and he's kind of tired of living. He has been alive for way too long. However, he finds joy in life again through the kind of chosen one of this entire series, and he starts living again. He starts caring even more again, and he starts kind of finding himself again. And it's just so beautiful to see. He's also a very honorable man, and he teaches the women in this series what it means to rule, because this is a matriarchal society the entire series is based on. And he teaches the men in this series what it means to serve and protect. And it's so beautiful to see him interact with those young men and women that he starts caring about, that are the friends and kind of family as well of his adopted daughter. And it's so beautiful, and I love him so much. He's just such an amazing character, and you all need to get and read this series. And that was it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe think about giving me a thumbs up and also maybe subscribing. Tell me in the comments down below who your favorite characters are of all time. I really want to know. I'm very much a character-based reader, even though I do also enjoy a good plot, but I just can more easily look over a kind of iffy plot than bad characters. And so with that said, all the links to my social media are in the description box down below, so go and check those out, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye!